Hi, my name is Mr. Adam Powley. I will be teaching the History 201 class for you this semester. Now, first of all, this is a completely online class, so I'm going to try to connect with you in a couple of different ways. First is every week I'm going to have a video kind of like the one you're looking at here, which is hopefully going to be put right above this immediate attention forum post. It might look a little funky, but I'll be here. I'm also going to try to make a little bit of a video every week, and I will add those to the course as the week opens up. I'm also going to try to talk to you through your discussion forums. I'm going to give you feedback on your assignments. So hopefully we'll be able to have some of these connections. If you do need to contact me at any time, please feel free to email me. That's probably the quickest way to get a hold of me. It's apowley@coastal.edu. You also have the Moodle emails that you can send to me as well. I do have a couple things that I wanted to talk to you after these introductions. First of all, I've been teaching at Coastal for about 5 years now. I've been a professor at Horry Georgetown Tech for going on 20 years now. And I'm also a high school teacher where I teach a dual enrollment class about American history. And that dual enrollment class means that that is a college level class as well. So this is really in my wheelhouse. I want to give you a little bit of an overview of the class, because I know that the first thing you're going to think about is how much work do I have to put in for the class? A couple of things that I want you to think about. This is replacing a standard in-person class. So you need to be prepared to put a good 3-4 hours into your work each week between readings and assessments and various other things. That means that the class is built to take up about 3 or 4 hours. Now, you might take a little bit more, you might do a little bit less, but I am going to be taking attendance each week, and that attendance is going to be taken by your participation in the class. Just to give you a feel for things, the first thing that I want you to do is go to this immediate attention syllabus acknowledgement forum post. Rather than have you take a quiz on the syllabus, what I'd like you to do is simply acknowledge that you've read the syllabus and that you agree to it. That will allow me to take your attendance and count you as being present for the class and before when I have to acknowledge the attendance verification. So please go ahead and pause this video or go into that immediate attention syllabus acknowledgement forum post right now and complete that, and then come on back. Once you've done that, I do want to mention that I am using these book forums for each week this year, in the book format, and I'm going to show you one down here. This book format will be for the week of January 10th, which is this week, the first week. When you open the book, I have them arranged pretty much the same for every week. We have the weekly reading materials. We're required to have, I am required the America, A Narrative History book that is in the syllabus. I am not going to be using I'm not going to be requiring the digital access, though I would highly encourage you to use that before you take the tests, because it will have all of the materials you need to study. But the ISBN number is on the course syllabus as well. There's an ebook. There's also a paperback book. One costs about $45. The other costs about $80 through W.W. Norton. I am fine with either one. I would suggest that you also look through something like Amazon or one of the other booksellers. Used copy is fine because I don't require the digital access. But that's up to you. We are going to be reading the first week, though, so please make sure that you get that book as quickly as possible. There are supplemental materials each week, or when I have them. This case, there is a PowerPoint that you have access to. Some weeks I will also have YouTube videos of me lecturing, so you get to see me talk about some of this stuff. Please note that the supplemental materials are just that. They're supplemental. The test is going to be based on the readings, so I need you to do the readings, and then the supplementary material will help kind of pack that in. Each week, you're going to have a written assessment. Now, rather than have one large overarching project that you're going to be completing by the end of the semester, what I've done is break down the historical thinking skills and the content into smaller weekly assessments. These are going to take anywhere between an hour and an hour and a half, more or less, give or take. And what I try to do in most weeks is give you an option. you only have to take one of these assessments. In this case, there are two options. One is, did Montezuma have a zoo? And the second is Columbus and Taínos. You can choose either one, but do not do both. I will just grade the first one that comes up on my timeline. And the second one is just going to be wasted. They do not apply to future assignments, and you can't do current week's material for missed assignments in the past. Just do one. If you want to do both, that's great, but I'm only going to score one. And the third type of assignment, so we have the readings, the written assessments, and then each week we're also going to have a dialectical journal process. Now, this is a semester-long project, but it's something we're going to be doing a little bit each week. You can always go back, and if you miss one or two, you can go back and do them later. But the dialectical journal is a way to think about connections between eras. So we are going to look at primary sources throughout the time periods. Each week, I'm going to give you a list to choose from. They come from the American Yawp. The American Yawp is kind of a Wikipedia for historians, and this is the American Yawp Reader. And what that does is give you a whole selection of different primary sources that you can click on dealing with that time period. There's also images that you can use. But what I want you to do with this dialectical journal post, each week you're going to take one of those primary sources and you're going to read it, then you're going to make a personal connection to it. Now, there's a deeper dialectical journal guidelines in the general information section. But basically, the dialectical journal is a T-chart. And on the left side of the T-chart, you're going to take three quotes that you find interesting, relevant, significant, something that just really speaks to you. And then I want you to make a personal connection to that. There is no right or wrong answer to this. It's a personal connection. But when you make that personal connection in that guidelines section, I do have a few suggestions that I want you to think about making the personal connection. You can ask a question and then try to answer it. You can connect it to some personal moment in your history. You can try to hypothesize what you think that source is going to tell you about in the future. You can make some connection to past content. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to make that personal connection as long as you're making the connection. And you're going to post that in the discussion forum. When you post that in the discussion forum, I would like you to do that by Thursday afternoon, because I want each of you to go back by Sunday and interact with two other dialectical journal posts. You can add information that you learned from your posts. You can make another personal connection based on the information that your fellow classmate made. You might even be able to add some detail that your classmate was not aware of. This is going to hopefully foster a little bit of that discussion thing that we're missing in the online universe. You may have noticed that I gave you the instructions for the written assessments in the book, but there's no Dropbox in there. So you're going to come back after you complete your assignment, and you're going to drop it in here in written assessment number 1. Just go ahead and drop it in. Yours is going to look different than mine, but it lists out the two options that you have. Okay, the 3 major categories that we have, if you look through the syllabus, the first is written assessments. That's going to count for 35% of your grade. The dialectical journal posts are going to count for 25% of the grade. And the last thing that we're going to have are exams. So we'll have 4 exams. They're all non-cumulative. So that means even the final exam is just going to be the last few chapters. We just will take it during exams week. These exams are all going to be done online. I will list out the chapters that are going to be on the test. So in this case, chapters 1 through 4. In the next one, I'll explain which ones are going to be there. I think it's 5 through 8. This is also listed on your syllabus. This is going to be 40% of your grade. You have 4 exams. I'm going to let you retry each exam 1 time, but you only have a week-long window to do this. So the exams will only be open during the week that I have them posted. If you miss it, it turns into a 0 unless you have some medical excuse or you want to contact me and explain why. That is the major stuff that I wanted to go through with you in this introduction video. Excuse me. I am completely understanding that we're living through a global pandemic. So if for any reason you need to get caught up, I do accept late work. I'm going to be very lenient with that this semester. If you have anything that you need, or you have a time coming up that's going to be difficult, please contact me and let me know. Again, my email address is on the syllabus. My office phone number is on the syllabus. I will have office hours, but I'm going to make them by appointment because my day job is on the Oro Georgetown Tech campus across the street from Coastal Carolina University. So I don't have an online campus. I don't have an in-person office. This is an online class. I am more than willing to have a virtual office hours. So I just need to know that you want me to be there. So just email me, let me know what time you would like an appointment, and we will arrange that. Other than that, please make sure that you go through and complete the immediate attention syllabus acknowledgement forum post. And if you have any questions along the way, please let me know. I'm very excited to be teaching this class. I love American history, especially this 201 class, and I look forward to learning and growing along with you. Thanks, and I hope to interact with you soon.